Hey friends, happy Sunday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. Today I have some new meals to share with you. We tried quite a few new things this week, some of which I will make again, some of which I will not, but it's all going to be shared with you today in this week's What's for Dinner. If you like these kinds of videos, I hope you'll subscribe down below. I've been doing this for 6 years now, so I have over 300 videos now, I think, of What's for Dinner videos if you need more ideas. But let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night, I tried a new recipe for bourbon chicken. I found this on the Lemon 8 app, and it wasn't so much a recipe as just like a list of ingredients. So I just had to kind of wing it. Starting out here with some sliced up chicken thighs, and I'm going to cook that up in a little bit of oil that I heated up. And I have seasoned it all over with white pepper, onion salt, garlic powder, and Badia Complete seasoning. And I had kind of seasoned it on one side, so I'm going to go back and season it on both sides and just kind of cook that up, not stirring it too often because you do want it to get like nice and browned. And then once the chicken was cooked through, I added in 2 tablespoons of butter and then some ground ginger, or I'm using the little like ginger cubes from the freezer. Doing the same with some little garlic cubes, and then half a cup of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium soy sauce, half a cup of hoisin sauce, half a cup of dark brown sugar. And I'm just going to mix that together really well and then keep this on like a medium low and just let it simmer. I did like 15 minutes for the sauce to kind of reduce and thicken up a little bit. And that's really it. This was pretty quick and easy. I just served it over some rice. Definitely could add like some broccoli or something to it next time, but it was a Friday night and I was not feeling like adding anything else to this, but it was delicious and I would recommend this recipe, or list of ingredients will be listed out down below, and just follow the steps that I did. Saturday night we did burgers. If you saw the grocery haul, you know that I made my life easy by just buying the already pattied out burgers, seasoned them up with some salt and pepper, and then we had the sesame seed brioche buns, some tater tots on the side, and corn on the cob that I cooked in the air fryer. And if you've never made corn on the cob in the air fryer, it's like the best way to make it besides like making it over the fire or on the grill. So I will leave a link down below if you want to see how I do my corn in the air fryer. Sunday night we had tamales from the lady who comes to our door and sells tamales and empanadas. She came at like the perfect time. Andy and I were in the middle of putting up our new TV and getting the wires all figured out and everything, and the kids were telling me that they were hungry, and so we were going to stop and I was going to make dinner, and then she showed up and I was like, let's have tamales for dinner. So that is what we had. These are the kids' plates. They've each got 2 tamales, 1 red, 1 green, and then some chips and guacamole. Monday night we had like a Mediterranean night, so I started off by making this Mediterranean like 3-bean salad. In a big bowl I mixed together 1 can of chickpeas, 1 can of cannellini beans, and 1 can of kidney beans, and then 1/4 cup of red onion, 3/4 cup of celery, 1 small cucumber chopped, some fresh parsley, and 2 tomatoes cut up. And then instead of Parmesan cheese, I did use feta, and then I added in some sliced banana peppers. And then for the dressing, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of olive oil, the juice from 1.5 lemons, a couple cloves of garlic minced, and then some Italian seasoning and salt and pepper to taste. This was like pretty good. I keep trying to try recipes with chickpeas in it, and I think we just don't like chickpeas, because I think that was everyone's main complaint with this, is that they just don't like chickpeas. We ate it with like some chips or pita crackers or pita bread, and I thought it was pretty good, but definitely in the future would not do anything with chickpeas. I think if I put like black beans in this instead, that they would really like it. The only form of chickpeas that I've ever liked is hummus, so I don't know why I keep trying things with chickpeas. Moving on to go with this, we had some Mediterranean sheet pan meatballs and veggies. So I am starting off here with 1 pound of ground lamb, and to that I'm adding some salt and pepper and then some minced garlic. And then I'm just going to mix that up really well and then roll this out into meatballs. I missed it on the recipe. It didn't actually say to roll it out with your hands. It had said to use spoons, which I think I should do next time because the lamb is like more sticky than other ground meats. So it's just all over my hands in the end. Now on a sheet pan, I am adding my veggies. I have 2 zucchinis here that I've cut into little like wedges, I guess, and then some mini sweet peppers. It said to use red bell pepper, but we always have sweet peppers on hand, so I sliced those up, and then I drizzled them with some olive oil, and then I'm sprinkling on some za'atar seasoning, I think is how you say it. It's like a Greek or Mediterranean seasoning, and then some salt, and I'm just going to toss those around, make sure they're all coated, and then this is going to go in the oven for 10 minutes on 400 degrees, and then it comes out and you add the meatballs to it, and it goes back in on 400 for 10 to 15 minutes until the meatballs are cooked all the way through. And then at the end you can also broil it to get everything just a little bit browned. And then when it finally comes out of the oven, just sprinkle it with some crumbled up feta. And here is how I plated everything up. I also made some orzo, and so I served them meatballs and veggies on top of the orzo with the little bean salad on the side and some pita bread, and there was also some chips and pita crackers to eat the bean salad with as well. I will definitely make the meatballs and veggies again. Those were delicious. Probably need to double it up because it wasn't quite enough meatballs, but yeah, it was delicious. Tuesday night, I just didn't feel like cooking what was on the meal plan, so we had some quesadillas. We had some leftover chicken in the fridge that some of us had. Some of us just had black bean quesadillas, and then chips, salsa, some mashed avocado because we were out of guacamole cups. And then Andy didn't feel like having quesadillas, and he wasn't hungry at the same time as us, so he had, I think, some tuna mac and cheese later in the evening. Wednesday night, we had lemon rosemary chicken and couscous. This is not a new recipe, but I haven't made it in a while. It originally comes from HelloFresh back when we tried it years ago. This was like a recipe that I kept making over and over again. Just bought all the ingredients myself. So I'm starting off here with some oil heating up in a pan, some salted water coming to a boil for my couscous, and then I'm also making a can of green beans. I just seasoned those with a little bit of chicken bouillon, badilla complete, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of butter. Now in my hot skillet, I am adding my chicken. This is just 2 chicken breasts that I sliced in half horizontally so they are thinner, and I've seasoned them on both sides with some salt and pepper, and I'm going to let those cook for about 5 minutes and then flip them over. Once my water came to a boil, I added in an 8-ounce box of couscous. I find mine at Trader Joe's. It's the pearled or Israeli couscous that you want to use. And then I just add in a sprig of rosemary that we're going to remove after the noodles all boil. And you just want to boil this until that couscous is cooked all the way through, and then you can drain off the water. Once my chicken cooked on the opposite side for about a minute, then I'm going to add my rosemary, garlic, and chili flakes and continue to cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes until the chicken is browned on that side. Then I added in 10 ounces of grape tomatoes that I cut in half, the juice of 1 lemon, and 2/3 cups of water, and I gave that a good stir, and then I just let that simmer over like medium heat until it slightly reduces. It's gonna thicken just a little bit, but you want it to reduce a little bit. And then once that's done, you can just turn off the heat and stir in about a tablespoon of butter. Helps make the sauce like nice and rich, and it's gonna be delicious over the couscous. To finish off the couscous, once I drained off the water, I picked out those rosemary stems, and as you can see, like some of the rosemary stayed behind. That's completely fine. And then I'm going to add in the zest of 1 lemon, a little bit of salt and pepper, and half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and just mix that together really well. And then you serve your chicken with that tomatoey sauce over the top of the couscous, and then green beans on the side and some lemon wedges on the side for a little bit of lemon flavor, and it's delicious. I've made this so many times since I got it originally in the HelloFresh box. It's definitely one of our favorite meals. And finally, the last night of the week was Thursday, March 14th, also known as Pie Day. So, of course, I had to make a pie. I made a turkey pot pie to use up some turkey that was in my freezer. This is the last of the turkey that I have left over from Christmas. I'm just kind of winging it in a big bowl here. I've got some diced up turkey. I think it's about 1.5 cups. To that, I added 1 can of peas and carrots that I drained, a little bit of poultry seasoning, garlic powder, onion, salt, and pepper, and then 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And then I filled that can up about halfway with some milk and added that in as well. And then I just gave everything a good stir to make sure it was nice and combined. Then I'm going to start rolling out my pie crust. I did make my own pie crust. Y'all gave me the confidence to try it. I had mentioned on my grocery haul that Aldi was out of pie crust and that I'd either have to attempt to make my own or go somewhere else and buy one. And y'all told me I could do it, so I tried it and I did it, and I don't want to ever go back to store-bought crust now because this was delicious. But since it was my first time making a pie crust, and I also had the kids in the kitchen with me earlier in the day because we were making pies for Pie Day, of course. We also made a like cookie dough pie, but I forgot to show that. That was our dessert. But they helped me with the pie crust, and so I didn't show me making it, but I will leave the recipe down below that I used. It was really simple, really easy. It said it was foolproof, and definitely turned out really well for me. So I am just rolling out the first one, and then I'm going to transfer it to my pie dish, and then I'm going to put my filling in, and then I'm going to roll out my second crust, get that on top, kind of crimp the edges, not really. I don't try to make it fancy. I don't care about the edges of the pie crust like at all. And then I brushed on an egg wash, and then I used a really sharp knife to cut a pie symbol into the top of the pie to make it really cute and perfect for Pie Day. And then this went in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour on 375. I checked it, I think, at 45. The recipe said 45 for the pie crust, but it wasn't looking quite as brown as I wanted, so I think I left it in there for closer to an hour. And the crust was unbelievably good, buttery and flaky, and so much better than a store-bought pie crust. And it was delicious. And that was all that we had for dinner on Pie Day. Of course, we had our cookie dough pie as dessert. I will leave the link for that down below if you're interested in it. I didn't take any pictures or anything of it, but the kids helped me make that as well. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you did anything to celebrate Pie Day. I know some people bought pie, they ate pizza, all kinds of things. So let me know if you did anything. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend and a great upcoming week. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.